Hello and welcome everybody to another Monday stream. I'm Mr. Nobody, the co-host of this channel, and I'd like to remind everybody who's joining us, if you're joining us in the future, go ahead and skip forward till you see some action. If you're joining us while this is live, I hope you're having a fantastic post-Christmas, and we'll be getting started very, very soon as the YouTube thing starts soon after we get everything posted up on the social medias and give everybody a little bit of a chance to filter in as they will. Of course, we do a community poll almost every week. The only reason we haven't had one this week and maybe next is due to the fact we had a 4-way tie on the last one. So fun times. But we're going to be working through that, and I'd like to suggest to anybody who might be joining us for the first time and or is a returning viewer, we will be streaming New Year's Eve up until the thing drops. So I hope you're having a fantastic time and can join us for that. Of course, we're on our trip to 700, and at 700 I will be playing that Harry of Potter game, which I don't know anything about, and people keep having me play as a Slitter Snake person, so there we go. Of course, we'll be getting started soon, so I hope you're having a fantastic beginning of your week. And if you're back at work, well, I hope work went well. If you're not and you're enjoying a little bit of a vacation, then fantastic. I hope it's going well and you can get some enjoyment out of this stream. We have a number of different series going, including Astrobot, The First Descendant, which I always called The Last Descendant, Sun and Bone, Mass Effect, the original Mass Effect, Ash vs. Evil Dead, and we're testing out for the first time a game called Scarlet Nexus. So if you're interested in that game and you like it, let us know in the comments on that one. Give it a thumbs up, give a comment if you would like to see us continuing it, and thank you for your time. Oh, pardon me. Of course, we'll be getting started very soon. We've got a bunch of things coming up, and we're going to be very, very busy. I'm told that Favre is going to be appearing New Year's Eve on a Eclectic Goat channel, and we'll be talking about potentially board games. Ooh, who knows what could ever be involved in that. But that is for Favre to fill us in. And of course, well, we've been working extra hard to get a couple things going. On my own channel, I do talk about Warhammer things, especially if I think something is really dumb. And then I get called horrible names, so everybody gets to have a little bit of fun. But, yeah, hopefully everybody is doing well. And, well, we'll be returning to the community polls free for too much longer. We're just trying to get through the things that were voted on so they all get something done with them before we get back to it. But if you want to enjoy or join in such things, please do vote for that. Phoenix, how's it going? Why is the F in the chat for? Is it the failure of my announcership? I'm not sure why, but I'm glad you're here. Hopefully you're having a good beginning of your week, or no, well, hopefully your week started out well. Whew. Well, my holiday was very quiet, except for people playing very, very loud Spanish music. So yeah. Oh, F for respects. Well, at least there's that. A little bit of news for anybody who doesn't know. Jimmy Carter died. Now, there's a lot of people who have nice things to say about Jimmy Carter, but I'm gonna point out he was a little close to the CCP for my liking. And a guy that concerned with worms, I just don't trust him that much. But it is always sad to see someone die, especially at a ripe old age of 100. Not bad run, I'd say. And I hope his family's doing well. But I'm not a Jimmy Carter fan. I preferred Billy Beard the brother. Does anyone actually remember that besides me? Oh. Oof. Jimmy Carter, the underwhelming warm-up act before Reagan showed up. Who then gave us an underwhelming performance after. So the opener for that concert and the closer both sucked. Of course, I'm just having some fun. How's it going, Armchair? When is Jimmy Neutron going to expire? Considering, isn't that a Nickelodeon show? I'm pretty sure he already did. Nickelodeon is good at, suffocating things with pillows, let's just say that. And I hear, dropping down from the not Anatoma, it's Fervifian Guard!
Did you mean automata?
No.
Okay.
Anatoma.
And what would that be?
It's anima and totoma together.
Right. Anyway.
So how's it going, Farb? Tell us about Eclectic Goats.
Okay, so I will be putting the links up on Twitter and the Discords I'm involved in tomorrow.
Put it up in the community section, coward.
I can't. I don't have the link yet.
You can announce it, though.
I think I already did, but anyway. I'm going to put the links out, though, when it happens. But before we do our New Year's Eve stream, I'm going to be on her channel. She started a gaming thing on her channel. I'm getting real sick of your shit. It stunned me. One moment. You need to fuck off for a second, jackass. There.
But you were saying?
I'm going to be on... she's doing a gaming things for tabletop gaming and pen and paper RPGs and whatnot. So I'm going to be on there to talk about the apparently not very well-known Infectionate Outpost 31 board game adaptation of The Thing. That would be the John Carpenter one.
Ah, cool. Then I can talk about basic D&D and the rules encyclopedia.
You'd have to be on the show to do that.
I hear when I approach.
But anyway, then after that, around the normal time, so around 8, maybe slightly before, depending, we'll be setting things up here for the John Carpenter The Thing remastered stream that was scheduled for New Year's Eve. And we'll see how far Mr. Nobody here can get in the game before we hit the midnight hour.
Well, which is probably not very far because I don't remember.
And I will still be there for commentary. I'm going to let him play this time, though. Oh, I forgot to... Pawn, and you like that game, you jackass. I've got to remember my dodge timing.
That was long ago when I was good at games.
Oh, shut up. Hey, you like that fat ass? Have some missiles.
No.
Well, he had them anyway.
It's like those damn stewardesses and Peanuts.
I think they're obligated to actually offer those because they don't all have food on the flights
always
anymore.
Leave them with you anyways.
I mean, it's not
like
their fault. Pong? Wow. Oh, so a couple other things. We will be sometime soon be posting. Now, I don't know how often it'll be, but we will be occasionally posting co-op recordings of Remnant 2. We're going to be doing a little bit of that here and there. And sometime within the next couple of weeks, however long it takes me to get him a copy, we're going to be starting occasional co-op recordings of Sniper Elite Part 3.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of a warm-up for us doing the new Sniper Elite that is coming out in mid-January, which we're going to be getting.
Yeah.
Because that's just a thing we do on this channel.
Sniper Elite.
That and Rebellion has yet to fuck us over, so there's also that.
They're definitely not Games Workshop yet.
Or EA, or Ubisoft, or 2K. The list goes on. Hey, Ryan.
Ligby. How's it going, Ryan?
Hey, get back here. Oh, you little son of a bitch.
9.
He's so erratic.
Maybe that's the whole point.
Wait, I don't have any more stuff to trade with him anyway, so fuck him.
You're trying to beat him up for no reason. You just like to smack them kids around.
He's not a kid. He's like thousands of fucking years old.
Yeah, he's got like the mentality of a kid, so it kind of counts.
I think he just kind of regressed, if I remember correctly. He's been around so long. He's like, for anybody who doesn't know, the weirdo in the like little tuk-tuk there is Yoko Taro's little pet character from the Nier games. It's also the mascot head that Taro wears whenever he makes public appearances.
Moon
is that
Man.
guy.
That's what I always call him.
I know his name, but I'm spacing it for some moment. Oh, it's
Moon
Emil.
Man.
It's Emil, actually.
Moon Man.
Yeah. You call him that, but that's not his name.
That's cool. I don't care. Oh, man.
I need to...
Yeah.
Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do.
So what is it you're doing
I'm
now?
in the wrong place. Actually, for starters, I'm going to go back to one of the camps because I need to actually take care of something. I have a couple of missions, but they're not out here.
Let's see. Ryan never played this game. Should I get this game? I've seen the outfits, but is the gameplay pretty good?
If you like, it depends on what kind of games do you like. I guess we could start with that.
Do you like action games?
Because it's not exactly a Souls-like, but it's close.
It's got some frustrating elements to it, I'll say that.
Which, I mean, if you're used to these kind of games, you just kind of roll with it, but... I played the hell out of Nier Automata. I played Bloodborne, so apart from being a little out of practice, which is why my dodges are so bad tonight, I'm usually fairly in for it. But I like these kinds of games for the most part, so...
So I'd just say it depends on what kind of games you're into, what you're looking for in a game, what you find to be kind of a turn-off.
Mm-hmm.
If you give us a couple ideas, I think we'll be able to give you a better suggestion.
Let us know what kind of games you like, and we'd probably have a better idea of whether or not you'd enjoy it.
FPS, RTS, fighting.
Then you may not be as up for it as you think if those are your main game types, because this is really more like a cross between like Devil May Cry and Bloodborne or Dark Souls.
I'd say if you saw it for a pretty good sell and you're really interested in giving it a go,
then
just
maybe give it a shot, yeah.
Just to see if you like the gameplay. But if you're not seeing it for a good price and you're not sure that you're so much going to be into it, then I just watch it at that point. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, plenty of people watch Dark Souls stuff and never play the game.
Yeah, that's a fair point to say. I need to go back into the capital and go talk to Adam because I need to go back to the desert. Because one of the quests I have is actually back in the desert.
I think a good game to liken it to is Metal Gear Revengeance.
Or Nier Automata, if you played that one or knew about it.
Those
got a lot of similarities to that.
Are very close to this, and if you don't like any of those games, then I'd steer clear of it. Kitty cat.
I like FPS, but anymore they're all always online versus bullshit that I can't waste the time for.
Oh, jeez. I really liked Bolt Gun.
Mm-hmm.
Bolt Gun's was a fun game. I played the heck out of that.
Now I am looking forward to killing Floor 3.
Yeah,
I'm interested
that
to see
does
where that
look
goes.
like it could be fun, but I'll probably suck at it.
You were fine at 2.
We shall see. Oh, they got Christmas stuff up. Let's see, Doom Classic isn't online. That's true.
Yeah, but I've played Doom Classic to oblivion. That one too. I'm talking about newer ones that I've liked.
You're talking more like recent releases?
More recent releases. That's why I play so many third-person shooters, because I hate most of the first-person ones because they're almost always online versus crap.
Oh, jeez.
That's a ways away, ain't it? Fuck.
Outside of Bolt Gun, I haven't played a ton of.
Oh my god, Emil, you asshole!
First-person shooters recently. Wow.
That's just funny. I'm sorry. The fact that they kept his music, I don't even.
It's part of his character in that game.
It is. There's his damn head. And by the way, yes, Nier Automata's developed.
Woof.
It's a routine. He never appears in public without it on.
I'll be one of the first people to say that I'm very suspicious of the next Borderlands, but...
Yeah, well, we were suspicious of the last Borderlands. Yeah, A2 is nice. I don't have enough of the items to get it, though.
I hope that it might be okay.
You rat monkey bastard. And somehow
No.
he didn't hit me, but he still hit me. That's very funny, asshole. And you still got shot! Hey, midget, get out of my way. Okay, seriously, what is with the timing on that? I'm so out of practice. And I can't fucking get my lock-on to work for some stupid-ass reason.
Well, that's never good.
I'm trying to make sure I hit the right enemy because all these little fuckers are involved now. What is with the dodge timing? I used to be fucking perfect on this asshole's dodge. Go away, you little flailing idiots.
I tell you one thing, I do plan on buying the Resident Evil 2 and 3 on GOG.
I've pulled so much further away from PC gaming recently.
Well, it's the only place to actually legally purchase the original releases.
Well, yeah, I mean, but you also already own them.
I do, I just don't have easy-to-use hardware for them.
Now, that's fair.
So, for me, it's kind of like a, yes. I don't like the newer renditions.
Where's my map thing? Map marker says that way.
I especially don't like Resident Evil 2, even though I think Resident Evil 3, the expansion pack, I'll call it,
oh god,
did a worse job at presenting
the alleged Resident Evil 3 remake.
You mean the expansion pack, formerly known as Resident Evil 3?
The amount of shit they left out of that is just baffling.
Well, they changed 90% of that game.
It's like and it's a thing they've done with every one of these fucking RE remakes, pretty much. But that was easily one of the most egregious, because they removed damn near everything. And after that fucking last, what was it, 2? Like, basically stealing the whole thing with Nemesis for Mr. X.
Yeah.
And then in Nemesis, the Nemesis is just static encounters. He's not random at all like he was meant to be.
I hated the fact that they turned Resident Evil 2 into
Oh, shit.
a chaser game. Now, I know about the B scenarios, but that should have been a B scenario.
Yes.
And also, why does he look like Dolph Lundgren?
Don't know.
It's like they just couldn't stop changing things. But then again, from what I understand, is the producer of that hated Resident Evil 2, so...
Ugh.
They're like the Netflix versions of those games.
What have we got here? Unable to read due to physical damage. There is a traitor. Our mission is impossible. Our hands are bloody. The colony extinction was the result, but not the cause. Was not the result, but the cause. The final war was twisted from its beginnings. I will continue my recording as soon as I can find more valid information, all for the sake of humankind.
Doesn't your airborne squad use this recording device?
You're right. Let me check. This is no good. Data's corrupted.
Well, that's great.
Yeah. Here I thought we'd found something useful. Well, I guess this is it. Let's get going. Still need to report back to Francis.
There's nothing creative useful here. Meow, 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 meow.
Wow. Okay, I gotta take this back to his... Oh, yeah, we can do it this way, alright.
You can always do it the other way.
Yeah, but I don't want to make everybody sit through me having to run all the way back to the ship and then fly back again. Alright, buddy, so I got bad news for you.
Books. The eternal enemy.
May Mother Sphere bless you. Do you have good news?
Here. Felix's memories.
No. What happened?
He died.
Felix was wandering through the great desert, convinced he'd heard the voice.
No, you did.
He claimed that Mother Sphere was no god, and that he heard, saw, and felt the truth. I'm not sure if he had lost his mind, or if he was after something.
What's a topic people would like to hear us talk about?
Cannot be. It might have been better if none of this.
Something upcoming, something going on.
The words of the madman.
Which cheese is best, you know?
What?
Why did Mother Sphere
Well, you know, just throwing out some suggestions.
Because Mother Sphere is a fucking AI, dude.
Why would I come up in his last moment? Oh, Mother, Master of all knowledge,
Oh, Jesus.
why have you tasked me with such trials? Please, forgive Felix.
Dude, it's a literal rampant AI. It's not forgiving anything. It doesn't care.
Well, it's rampant. So.
But I forget that most of the population doesn't know the fucking truth about that. Only a handful of them even know at this point. Alright, well... Fuck. Look at my
Well,
quest line here.
lucky you.
Ugh, that fucking turret.
Hmm?
Energy hyper tube?
Were there any games you're looking forward to, Far?
Well, yeah, one I mentioned was Mother Sphere and Father Cube. Well, there is, like I said, the new Sniper Elite game coming out in mid-January. There's Brain. Come on, catch up. Fucking Killing Floor 3, but I'm not sure what its exact release date is.
Yeah, true.
I did hear something. I guess I'll share it here because
Yeah.
I just don't feel like doing an episode on it. Devolver might have made a mistake.
Baby Pyramid.
Baby Pyramid. Wow.
What did they do?
Well, Devolver and like Gothic Therapy mentioned that he they've never had this problem before, so he thinks they might have got suckered. But some company whose name I can't remember
Company
is developing.
A.
No, not EA. It's some small company I've never heard of. But it's a company run by yet another trans member of Sweet Baby Inc.
Okay.
And they're doing some weird reality show thing. It's a game basically where you have to pick cast members of a reality show, but it's got some weird mystery element to it where I guess they're going to try to kill each other or some shit like that. I barely paid attention to it.
Wait. They're ripping off Danganronpa.
Probably, except it's not. It's actually done in some stupid. It looks stupid. It looks like an SBI game.
All they're doing is adding a reality TV
all
angle.
the characters are flamboyant and stupid looking, and it's all about. And instead of you deliberately pushing them to kill each other, there's supposed to be some undercurrent of mystery about like why some of them might be during the course of the show trying to kill each other. Blah blah blah. The issue is that it was made by a small company run by two trans members of Sweet Baby Inc., but Devolver's publishing it.
That seems rather foolish.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure Devolver knows who the fuck this company is, because they're not advertising who the two founders of the company are, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gothic Therapy had to actually look that shit up.
People.
Yeah, but most companies, especially companies like Devolver, don't tend to do that much. I've noticed.
They should.
They should. They absolutely should, because this is bad. This turns out to be as bad as it looks, and it's going to hurt Devolver's reputation. Which is part of the reason why Gothic Therapy put it out. He's like, look, I'm assuming this is a mistake because Devolver's never had any of this DEI bullshit that it's dealt with before, and it's not them it's not them developing it, they're just publishing it. So they may not know what this fucking company's even doing yet. And it's in early development, so I don't know how far along shit is either.
Oh, lovely. It's not like any of these companies basically parasitize other companies and then run out as soon as the money's gone.
Yeah. So, who knows?
Yeah, well, that's not good news.
No, but hopefully it can get resolved. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
All I can say in response to that is, who wants some wang?
Yeah, and I like the fucking, oh, damn it. The Shadow Warrior games.
I wanted them to do another one and have old Wang and young Wang.
Okay, I don't feel good for some of this crap, so let's just go back to the
and have the original voice actor for Wang be involved. So old Wang is voiced by the original voice actor.
I'm honestly surprised they never did that, but there may be some legal.
It's like his misbegotten, like
right,
something like that. I don't know. That would be at least funny. What? You had a kid? Yeah. And you named him Wang? Yes. Wang Jr.
We're heading into space.
Junior Wang.
He's Little Wang.
And then they have the older one constantly refer to himself as Big Wang.
Mm-hmm.
Adam, wait. Huh?
What's the problem?
Terrible jokes.
There's somewhere I'd like to visit before we leave.
What? You don't usually have anything that you bring up.
Can we possibly make a stop at Ados 9? Please?
What the hell is going on now?
That shouldn't be a problem. Can I ask why?
There's a workshop there, a place that I was hiding in. There's something I really want to bring with me.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. If you really need it, Lily. Thank you.
Oh boy.
Indeed.
Oh, good God.
Ah, you're fine.
What the fuck is going on here? Oh, great.
There's a Ferris wheel.
They have fucking anti-aircraft weaponry.
Yeah, that's thinking out of the box.
Biological fucking anti-aircraft bullshit.
We'll meet up when it's done.
It's the butt cannons from Warhammer Fantasy.
Or fucking micronized versions of the fucking plasma bugs from Starship Troopers.
The one I said was funnier.
Redetected in this sector.
Yeah, but I'm kind of sick of Warhammer's bullshit, so I tend not to reference it as much.
That's a really old version of Warhammer.
What's in this box?
Oh, I don't know. You didn't say it right either.
Fuck. No, I'm not gonna say it like that.
What's in the
hell?
box? Oh no.
Okay, well, that's not actually as hard as it looked.
It's Minesweeper.
Almost. Taking all of that, thank you very much. Okay, let's see. This place is a bit peculiar.
You've been mineswept.
Really? Is that what we're going with?
It's about as good as you can get right now.
Give me that.
Butt cannons, go!
Let's see. Wow, it popped those up on the screen again. It's like the third time.
So how's everybody doing?
Oh, son of a bitch.
Has anyone else been called a tribalist lately?
Probably not.
That was my personal favorite.
Oh, I'm out of stingers, am I?
Being called a tribalist for a video where I talked about a store. that was what I was not ready for.
Okay, what in the hell?
I don't know.
I keep forgetting how to switch my damn ammunition types. It's really irritating.
Did
because
you
it's
write
not
it down
actually
and put it in the box?
tutorials. No, I did not.
Oh.
And it's not in the tutorials either, so that's incredibly annoying. I know you're supposed to be aiming when you do it, but... Oh shit, what's this?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, you're dead.
Yep, looks like things didn't go well.
It's not the stick. I had to do this the last time I had to switch ammo types, and it's intensely annoying.
Yes.
Oh, there it is. You have to hold down on the D-pad for like a long-ass time.
Good
There.
job. Aim and hold R2. Phoenix
No, that's
said.
the fire. I was trying to switch ammo types, Phoenix. You have to aim and then hold down on the D-pad to switch ammo types. Because these things are irritating. I want to get a head start on it. Bitch. Fuck off. Hey, come back here, shit heel. You're a bitch. Sit down. Shit. Oh, you bitch. Die, you starfish squid looking motherfucker. Fucking Shumagor-ass wannabe.
I think I would prefer some of the red sauce with that one.
I think you'd prefer not to eat that, honestly.
Well, the cocktail sauce might cover up some of the taste.
I'm gonna say I have my doubts.
I was never much of a tartar sauce guy.
Yeah, nor I. Don't you?
Oh.
Yeah, there it is. Okay, that's one of them.
This highway looks like a Guff custom ran across it.
Yeah, a little bit. Hey,
Just a
oh my
tad.
god, it's the roach.
Everyone loves the roach.
Get over here, roach.
La roach.
Sit your ass over there. No. Well, come on, stupid. Get over here.
No.
Oh. Come on. Do your thing, jackass.
Capcom recently said that they are going to be looking back into their extensive
we'll,
library of games to consider what to revive.
Yeah,
What are
Breath of
your
Fire would be
fears
nice.
with Capcom
Fears?
doing such?
Just about anything, really.
Like anything. Like we got it.
Like you, I like the Breath of Fire RPGs, but I'm concerned that they'll try to revise them rather than just re-release them.
My fear is they try to bring it out and make it an action series.
That wouldn't bother me as much as it would you. It's more my concern of them changing it, like, for DEI reasons.
Considering it's Capcom, they'll completely change it and it won't resemble anything of what it was. AKA, they'll Dragon Quarter it.
They already did that, and that's what
Yeah,
lost
I know,
the money.
but they'll do even worse than that. So that's my fear with it. Because I'm not sure how I feel about the Onimusha game they put out.
What are you talking about? What Onimusha game?
Yeah, they're working on one that they're gonna bring out next year, and it doesn't look like a Onimusha game really.
What does it look like?
It looks more along the lines of a game like this. Not like 100%, but it's very heavy in this kind of build of a game. From what I saw, depending on how much of that is actually something
not just like trailer bait
they're doing and not doing. But I looked at it and I was like, man, this does not look like an Onimusha game. Yeah, it had the gauntlet, it had these little spirit orbs, but I was sitting there going, yeah, it just doesn't have that
Come on,
feel.
you nasty fuck.
Because, you know, Onimusha was kind of like a weird hybrid between, like the Resident Evil games and an action game.
I think you're going to have now, and I'll just say it in terms of that Onimusha game, is I don't think you're ever going to get that.
Oh, I know I'm not. I'm just saying I feel like they're gonna Resident Evil 2 it.
It would help if I wasn't hitting the wrong button there.
Like the remake, and it's gonna be this game that is so vaguely... Like, there's gonna be a varnish of Onimusha over it, and the rest of it's gonna be like, oh, okay.
Bitch. I hate fighting in these close quarters with these things, because they have longer reach than I do. And it's harder to fucking deal with them.
But
Die, damn you. There.
I mean, what's another old Capcom series besides Breath of Fire and
Well,
Onimusha?
they're releasing Rival Schools and Rival Schools Project Justice sometime this year in that last collection.
Which we already know is going to get censored.
Well, one part of it. One specific part of it is getting censored.
My
which
favorite
is
character.
Dumb. I never really liked Tiffany or cared about her one way or the other, but I still don't appreciate it. It's stupid.
Yeah.
But considering that I can't get that game for under $300 fucking dollars and none of the emulation for it works very well, and I don't like playing those kind of games on PC anyway, I'm gonna have to pick my battle on that one and deal with one character being slightly censored, even though it pisses me off.
Wow, Phoenix. Yeah, I just don't like what they're doing there, so I'm not very appreciative of that. The other thing is, I don't trust Capcom.
Well, I don't either.
They have been edging closer and closer to doing shit with things I don't like. Half the game series that I would want them, or would want back, I just don't want them to touch, honestly.
Well, I don't think they can...
I know that sounds like very negative.
No, it doesn't, though, because outside of the fighting games, which they're old fighting games, they've, apart from doing minor dumb censorship to which is only hurting their reputation, the issue is anything else they've done recently has been completely wrong.
It's like they just don't maintain the souls of the game anymore.
Well, and it's because anything they do, like, remake-wise, always has to be done on the RE engine and always has to meet some weird modern criterion.
Because I saw the just using the Onimusha thing, I don't even know what they're calling it.
I have no fucking idea.
For example, and I just sat there and was like, this just doesn't feel like an Onimusha game. It's a sword fighting game with Onimusha kind of used as a title and some dressing. Like my big problem with Resident Evil 2 being that it's not really Resident Evil 2. It's a completely different game, but they keep trying to gaslight me and tell me it's Resident Evil.
Can't argue that.
And then I'm gonna be like,
Oh,
okay,
shit.
well, this Onimusha game doesn't look like an Onimusha game. It looks like 20 other games that I can think of with that style. So it doesn't have anything unique about it at all anymore, other than it just has Onimusha as a name on it. And it's got a guy with a gauntlet. And I was like, okay. I mean, I need to see more, but at the moment, it's like, eh. And that's the problem, is it's just the souls to half these games just don't
Sit
feel like
down,
they're
damn you.
maintained in any way.
Die, motherfucker.
It's like they're so afraid to do something that's outside a very particular wheelhouse.
You mean Street Fighter or more tired RE remakes that don't actually have any remake elements?
Yeah. It's just...
Or their bastardization of Street Fighter as an always online tournament focused sack of bullshit.
If the gameplay from this new Onimusha is accurate to what
That's
they
not good.
air quote showed in it, or their show off trailer, the camera angle is exactly the same as Resident Evil 2 remake.
Oh jeez, another RE remake.
It looks like they just took Resident Evil 2, the newer engine, and just slapped an Onimusha game into it. So I'm like, man, it just doesn't...
Come here, stupid.
Like that's one of my biggest problems, is I look at these things and I'm like, man, they do not look
here,
like
stupid.
the games they're supposed to be.
Oh no, you don't, bitch. Nice try. Oh, you hit me once.
So,
Fuck you.
you know, I'm not really...
I'm going to fucking murder both of you. And I did too. Fuck you.
Oh, pardon me. I'm not
Okay.
really in a
Very charitable mood in that regard.
yeah. When it comes to Capcom, I don't like what their recent efforts have been. I think most of them are shit. So
To be fair, most of them have been.
there are a lot of people who are unduly hype about those remakes, which I'm like, are basically...
I don't get them. Like, okay, on one hand I'll say, okay, I don't hate them per se, except I kinda do. Bitch, look.
Resident Musha Oni 2, the cash grab.
Oh,
yeah.
Almost,
Yeah, it did look like that to me. Yeah. How's
Watch
it
out,
going,
kid.
Cold Fusion? You doing good? Having a good start of your week? Yeah,
Sit down, you ropes-looking bitch.
I'm very, very dubious on most of what they would do. Because I'm like, man,
Nope.
we're not going to get an Onimusha game that looks and/or plays like an Onimusha game.
Sit down, bitch.
We're definitely not going to get a Breath of Fire that's an RPG. Let's just be straight there. Capcom's allergic to RPGs.
What do you mean
at this
that's
point.
an R? I don't know. I mean, I know you have this hatred of action RPGs, but those do actually count.
I don't.
As long as
hate
they're done decently.
action RPGs. My problem is that that's not a series suited towards action RPG.
I don't know. That's
And-
one we still kind of disagree on because I'm not sure.
And
My
I've
issue is I
watched-
just don't trust Capcom to do it.
And I've watched them butcher, like, so many
Yeah,
things.
why
Like,
don't
why
that
would I
work?
want them? And besides, like, okay, why would you even make a Breath of Fire action RPG? Just make a new damn action RPG.
Because Capcom never makes new IPs anymore, dude.
Then don't make it. It doesn't need to exist. It's better dead. I'll be perfectly
I kill this thing yet?
blunt on that one.
Shit.
There is nothing there
Back up.
for them to actually do with that. I just rather die. There's gonna be a new Okami sequel.
Yeah, I don't know if I trust that one either.
I believe it has the original creator involved.
That doesn't mean anything. Capcom
But-
execs still have to say.
No sign or word on Omega meant anything.
They haven't done one of those in a while.
Oh, jeez. Well, there's no hope in hell they're gonna bring back Cyberbots. They might
No.
make an attempt at Bionic Commando again.
The last one they did wasn't bad, but it needed a lot more polish before it got released.
Dragon's Dogma came out and it was pretty positive. I'm gonna guarantee they'll make a Dino Crisis and it'll be a shit remake just like the Resident Evil 2 one. People forget that the company had a name change to Crapcom with
Not officially,
Dar
but
being
you know.
silent. Yeah, you know. That is their official name. There's no way in hell they're bringing back Lost Planet. I'll be perfect.
No, fuck no.
Snow
They won't do
effects?
that.
No, Capcom is afraid. Yeah. And here's the thing: they don't really actually have that big of a library.
Nope. They do not.
Like we got Monster Hunter. The Dead Rising was a freaking joke.
Disaster.
It's made for people who've never played Dead Rising, so they can talk about how they're big fans of Dead Rising. We got Monster Hunter. Well, I'm looking at the ones that they got, and I'm like,
Here we go.
what are we gonna get? Ghosts and Goblins?
Dude, I don't even know.
Yeah.
Okrath? They did
Okrath?
recently do something with Ghosts and Goblins, and apparently it was pretty good, but I don't know much about it.
Yeah, that is the Cold Fusion. That is what they did in that attempt to relaunch Bionic Commando.
What was that about that?
Oh, the one where his wife was used for biological components.
Oh, yeah, that's the one.
Mega Man with Roll as the main character. Oh no,
What's
you,
this?
you gotta look at it like
They
this.
wouldn't even bother with that.
It'd be a more disappointing Mega Man because that's how Capcom rolls. Did Capcom okay that Mega Man Secret Level series from Amazon?
I'm assuming so because they wouldn't be able to do it legally otherwise.
I'd assume so.
Capcom has sued for less.
I assume so,
my
Paul.
combat list.
How's your week starting, Paul?
Oh, there it is.
But yeah, it's a actually surprisingly tiny one. Let's see. We got Beautiful Joe, No Way in Hell. Strider,
Nope.
a strong maybe. Oh god, I don't even remember Steel Battalion. Oh, it was an Xbox.
Steel
that's
Battalions. There's no way in hell.
why. Star Gladiator, nope.
No,
they already have a main fight in.
Capcom isn't really on the trans craze.
So
They have a bunch of other dumb things they do.
I could see of the ones I'm looking at, Strider, Sengoku Bashira. I don't
Except they
think,
abandoned Sengoku Bashira already. Even in Japan, where it was popular.
We know Onimusha is getting something, and so is Okami. Monster Hunter is getting a game entry this year. Mega Man, I don't know. It depends on how eager they are to flog him again. Final Fight, no way in hell.
No.
Dragon's Dramas had a recent game. Dino Crisis, of course, they'd bring that out so they could butcher it.
Ugh.
Devil May Cry, they haven't really acted on the popularity of the last entry.
No, 5 was really well received, and then they just let it sit.
They've just recently tried to launch Dead Rising, so that's no. Darkstalkers, not gonna happen.
No way in
Cyberbot's
fuck.
not gonna happen.
No, again, Waffles, Capcom's not really on the LGBT, whatever bullshit. They just like making the games suck and the characters be inept.
So it'd be She-Pharaoh, I guess.
I don't think they're gonna do that. They've been too busy with... They just want to censor shit and make the characters inept.
Breath of Fire is just they can see their teams are capable of.
Well, I don't think they have anybody to make a turn-based RPG anymore.
Yeah, I just don't believe they have someone to make an RPG, period.
Well, they did that Dragon's Dogma thing. I mean,
That's
but
not an RPG, and if you look at the story, it's dog shit.
never said it wasn't.
Like, the game, a lot of people enjoyed it, but I even like people who enjoyed it are like, this story is garbage. And you kind of get lost half the time with it, so...
That doesn't
Bionic
seem hard to
Commando, I see a potential. Ace Attorney as well. And 1940X, no.
No, they're not going to do any more shooter games.
They'll launch a collection and they'll make sure they censor any of the too attractive females. and that'd be it.
Yeah, because Capcom's shtick has been mostly censorship.
Oh my god, that woman shows too much of the skin. We can't have that here in Puritan land, Japan.
And I'm gonna tell you, guaranteed, the only reason that the rival schools games aren't getting it worse is because it's too hard for them to censor the 3D models from those games, unlike with 2D sprites. So they're just censoring some of the artwork and the cutscenes of very particular characters.
Well, they'd have to actually have someone that can actually design a character and not a Netflix character.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like in Street Fighter, it was easy because in Street Fighter 6 they were using new character models anyway. You know what I mean? Because the RE engine bullshit. So it was easy for them to censor Chun-Li, for example, because she was a new character model.
That RE engine is like the Unreal Engine. It just manages to bleed the character out of things.
The only one it's been any good for is DMC5. They have not figured out how to do anything else with it useful.
And
everything just looks worse.
I'm sure they had to install suicide nets too.
Maybe for some of those devs.
Like you're working through DMC5 trying to inject actual testosterone into the damn thing, and you're just
did a
like,
good job.
I can't take it anymore. And then you bounce off the net, and you have a moment to cool down, and you go back to work.
Huh. Little bastard thing, you.
I don't know. The freaking RE engine, much like the Unreal Engine, are just torments for gaming.
Well, the issue with, like we pointed out earlier today, with the Unreal Engine is that they're trying to move away from gaming.
Oh yeah, they want to sell it to architectural design companies so they can make 3D models and be like, look at the building, that's this faceless piece of garbage you can live in. Yay.
So, I mean, eventually Unreal's going to probably cease to be an issue if they have their way.
Yeah, if it didn't encourage, like, every studio that wants to be lazy to not buy into it.
Like, I have to give props, not only because I like their games, like, you know, like Shift Up here or Nexon, who are the ones who do not just the First Descendant, but Nexon, I noticed, has been branching out. They've got this, like, Norse-inspired fantasy hack and slash like game they're getting ready to do. It has a very distinctive art style to it. I might check it out depending on what I can find out about it. But now they actually have another game they're getting ready to do that's another single-player game. Which is interesting because Nexon normally does online multiplayer stuff like the First Descendant. So I'm like, wow, they are really pushing into the single-player market.
Well, Western developers are dropping the ball.
Yeah.
And a bunch of Japanese developers are doing their damnedest as well, so...
I better grab this.
I mean, I hate to be this negative on things, but...
I know.
Jeez. You look at it and you're like, wow, that's garbage.
Oh, fuck me. Sector 2's... Where the hell is that? Over there past the Ferris wheel? How the fuck do we get over there?
It's in Funland!
Oh shit, got something here. That is...
disappointment!
I know Eve can swim, but I'm not even going to try that bullshit. That's...
Ah, come on.
No, that does not seem like a good idea.
Come on. You can do it.
In fact, that seems like the opposite of a good idea.
You could swim over there. It's fine.
No, just no.
She's not afraid of water.
I'm not going to do something that's probably going to do, like, deliberately do something that's going to probably get her killed. That's dumb.
That's definitely not what
Hello, assholes. This is not good.
So, yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of people, like, get really excited, but I'm like, man, they're not going to give you anything.
No, they're not.
Because there are a lot of people got excited from that announcement from Capcom, and was like, man... The RE engine. See, even Capcom pull a Bethesda through RE engine doesn't crash as much. So Capcom again, second best at being shit.
Oh.
They're always a bridesmaid, never a bride.
Sit down, you ass.
See, that's the problem. Is when I read through their back category, or their backlog of games, I go, well, I can pretty much tell you what
Very funny, Phoenix.
everything a marketing team is going to say. She's not wearing a swimsuit at the moment. Swimming would ruin her dress. Oh, dang. That'd be the reason not to do it.
I mean, hey, it's a nice dress.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's see. I'm not even going to waste my time with these guys. I need to get to the other sector.
But I'd been thinking about that since I saw it, and I had that momentary mistake of,
having
hope and actually feeling like a positive emotion, and then it drained out of me when I realized a marketing team had probably put out the statement and went,
yeah.
And then when you realistically look at what their backlog is, and you're like, they're not going to make an RPG. They're not going to bring back Cyberbots. If people think Fatal Fury is going to get another turn at the hatchet, well, there's a bridge in San Francisco.
You're thinking of Final Fight. Fatal Fury belongs to SNK.
You know what I mean. Final Fight. There's a whole bunch of games that people would be excited to see. They're not touching them. Or they'd be so different from what they are. It'd be like, we're gonna make another Final Fight game, and you're like, oh, cool. So it's gonna be a brawl, and it's like, no, now it's a day in a life sim, and you're like, what?
Which makes exactly no sense, but
Yeah, but that's the problem with them remaking some of these things in different forms. Is you go,
oh, damn
but
it.
That's not what that game is, and it's like, yeah, we don't care.
Pretty much.
And then you got these people who come in and they clap like seals, like, I never liked or played the original thing, but this is the best version of it ever! It's like, oh, jeez.
Yeah, not great. You okay?
Yeah, I'm just, like, it's sad, is that we're in the middle of a RPG, like, renaissance, right?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And
RE2 Remake I ended up hating. I didn't want to initially, but then I ended up hating it anyway. Because everything was so fucking different for no good damn reason apart from being different.
I'll say this, Cold Fusion, the Resident Evil 4 remake made so little sense that I was absolutely confused by the reason for it, other than just pure stupid levels of greed.
The fact that Capcom needed to make a remake because the new RE games weren't selling, because even though they had some okay ideas with 8, then they decided to make it about Wunderkind Rose and nobody cared anymore, because that DLC was bullshit.
Well, they made Sweet Home the continuation, and then they called it Resident Evil.
It wasn't even that.
And then they moved Wunderkind, and you went, huh?
That's the thing.
It was even
there were
more...
enough people who, like, a lot of people that liked 7 didn't like 8, but there were enough people who liked 8 besides the Dimitrescu obsession.
Though I will explain why I dislike Resident Evil 2 Remake.
Please do,
so much.
I have my own reasons.
It's really simple.
Oop,
if you've ever played the GameCube remake of Resident Evil 1, and you go, it's literally the same game with better controls, better graphics, and expanded content.
Yeah, they just added some stuff, but they didn't remove anything, which Capcom keeps doing with these.
Resident Evil 2 Remake is not the same game, not the same plot, a bunch of stuff removed, a weird fetish for Mr. X looking like Dolph Lundgren and chasing you, because
and
it's the only thing that they freaking have taken from any of their games, is that there's a bunch of people who will squeal like pigs when there's some large thing chasing after them.
Well, and honestly, the other issue is that if you look at it, it's just carried back and forth and back and forth.
So, at the end of the day, I was like, well, this shouldn't be called Resident Evil 2 Remake. This should just be called Resident Evil 2 A Different Story. Because it's not this, it's a totally different game. In fact, it goes back and retcons so much, I was like, this is just an excuse to change Resident Evil. And then, that's before we even talk about the abomination that was the Resident Evil 3 remake.
It wasn't a remake, it was a demake.
where it's like it's might as well have been called Resident Evil 2 Remake, the DLC. Now with Jill.
I've seen cheaper DLC that had less to do in it.
Well, here's the thing: the guys that made what was that one?
And on top of it, I've seen cheaper DLC that had way more to do in it.
That one not Resident Evil game that you really like.
Oh, sorry, hold on a sec. Daymare.
Yeah, the because they originally were making a mod that was remaking with the Resident Evil 4 style gameplay. Resident Evil 2, they were closer to Resident Evil 2 than Capcom. Yeah, Resident Evil 3 was like even worse. The demo is the only Nemesis chase scene.
Yeah.
Didn't even need to buy the game. Rest were trash.
Yeah, that's what bothered me, is they overused the Nemesis actual in RE2 Remake, and then again in Resident Evil Village with
How's
Dimitrescu.
It going, Torchy? Stellar booty.
So that irritated me. And then when Nemesis comes out, where you're supposed to have that problem, he's completely static.
So, like I said, I don't got a problem with people liking the Resident Evil 2 remake, but from my personal opinion, it's not even a Resident Evil 2 game. And the Resident Evil 3 was... that was just an insult to the customers.
Can't argue that.
It wasn't...
Don't want to.
It wasn't the Resident Evil 3 game that we know. It is the next... Both of these games, effectively Resident Evil 2 Remake, Resident Evil 3 Remake, and Resident Evil 4 Remake, are the Netflix remakes of Resident Evil games. They kind of have an idea of what they were.
He's just standing there menacingly. Well, yeah, that was a problem. Nemesis used to be this unshakable bastard that even when you put him down in the original RE, he'd eventually just get up and come after you again. And because they had to overdo Mr. X so much in 2 Remake, Nemesis ends up being just this static recurring boss that's really boring.
Well, because they were so desperate to absolutely retcon everything and change the story in 2, they don't give you a B scenario so it's a surprise, and then kind of spices up the game from what you were doing originally. It completely just takes the B scenario, rewrites the entire plot, retcons a bunch about Resident Evil, and then steals all of the thunder from Resident Evil 4 that really perfected this kind of intensity with Nemesis chasing you. So it's like, oh, so you stole the big thing from 3. So by the time you got to 3, you're like, oh, people are probably going to get sick of this.
Yep.
The chaser mechanics at large. I can only imagine
and
when
then they just recycled it for Lady Dimitrescu.
Remake Dino Crisis, you're going to spend the entire damn game being chased
running from the fucking T-Rex.
By either the Tyrannosaurus Rex or Raptors. The entire game. Resident Evil 2, or Resident Evil, a Remake 2 was a disappointment. No true scenarios, ruined the pacing. Claire swears like a millennial college student.
I wouldn't care about Claire swearing, honestly. I mean, she's a biker chick. I came up around bikers. I would expect her to swear more than she did in the original RE2, if I'm being honest. That wasn't a problem. It was the other aspects of her personality that they changed I didn't like.
Well, I think even for people who like Resident Evil 2, I think we can get most people to agree to the fact that the biggest problem with the remake was simply the fact that they used it as a chance to retcon a whole bunch of the series.
Yeah, they did.
So you're not even getting or what the game originally was.
It's not accurate, and the problem is, it's so inaccurate that it becomes blatant to anybody who did play the original game.
There will never be a director cut of the remake for 3. Capcom's too busy shaking in their boots about the idea of a Resident Evil 5 remake.
Oh god, yeah, probably.
I don't know. I think the big problem, like, this comes from someone who was involved in Resident Evil for a long, long time.
Both of us. You can probably tell by the way we complain about it.
I was, to a degree, somewhat involved in the attempts to remake Resident Evil 1.5. I definitely did a lot of contributions to stuff for, especially when we were trying to get like some stuff translated for Resident Evil lore and knowledge and stuff like that. And
I mean, I'm the guy who went out and bought all of the fucking Umbrella Files research books,
which, by the way, are
day.
all non-canon now.
Yeah, and fuck them. I don't care if they say they're non-canon or not.
But
no fucks given.
I think that's the thing that most people can agree on, is that if you like it or not, Resident Evil 2 redoes the whole canon of the series, and it takes people who like the older stuff and it removes them from the game.
I was saying, it doesn't even do it particularly well.
So some people might like it, some people don't. But I think it's insulting because it's like, man, I kind of liked the wackiness of it. I liked the whole science monster
Well,
angle.
it wasn't even so much wacky. That's me doing it a disservice, I think. It's just that it wasn't taking itself so seriously that it couldn't use weird, horror monster tropes the right way. The problem I had with the remake of Files, I don't know what else to call them, is like, oh, what's so much more dark and realistic, bruh? It's no more of the dopey super science shit. I was like, that was what made the series work. And the one thing I got really sick of from the people who bitched about 5 and 6, which I happen to like those too, was that, oh, they're too unrealistic, there's too much of this and that. And I was like, then you're not playing the game for the right reasons. You're just here because you wanted the game to change. You didn't like it.
Those are also people who complained that there were too many Africans in Africa.
Oh, God.
So, take
Come
that.
on, girl.
Yeah, as a
Elsa.
Oh, God, I'm going to mess up. Elsa Walker really did not get a chance. She could have made a good support character.
And that's considered that I like Claire, but it doesn't mean you couldn't have used Elsa for something.
Well, they could have done stuff with her. I mean,
What in fuck is
look
this?
at what they did in the second game to our main man at the gun shop. They made him a glittering moron.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a bit of a panicky guy, and he made a bad choice, and it was a drastic departure from 1.5. But
in remake, holy shit,
Kendo's
they did him worse.
Moron in remake.
Yeah.
My zombie daughter?
Yeah, motherfucker literally sat there and waited for his obvious zombie daughter to kill him.
Yeah, reboot is probably the best way to put it. And it's like, I don't have a problem with people who enjoy the game. But I just feel like, wow, do I want to trust this company when they will absolutely alter everything I like out of something?
Wow, Waffles. Yeah, but yeah, it was that kind of dumbass logic. Exactly.
The whole... And I actually remember there was someone who's like, there's too many Spanish people in Resident Evil 4. And I remember staring at a guy and going, what?
Did you pay attention to where this is occurring?
I just think Capcom was like really racist, man. It's
There's
like,
just
what do you expect to be in that area?
There's something there, Torchy said. I couldn't get all of it.
Let's see. There's a major cope with modders working on their fanfic versions of Resident Evil 1.5. Still haven't seen any official Capcom script from the original story.
That's because they destroyed it.
Well, what we do have, and this is the last bit I know, is there was a development copy that finally fell into people's hands.
Was there?
I think it was... Oh, gosh. I'm taking this from memory. There was a development copy because sometimes those are on systems, and sometimes the developer kits get given to an individual because the company doesn't keep track of the actual developed code here. sold.
Oh, good. Can't open that.
In fact, there's another game that this happened where the development code ended up being sold to somebody. But there's an actual demo version of it that it's like 70% complete. Now, there's still things out of it that would keep it from being like 100% playable. But we do have a pretty good idea what the storyline was. And Resident Evil 2 itself, the original release,
right?
It has a lot in common, but it does a lot of
real
cutting.
Tight.
Yeah. There's a they are very tight. But we know pretty good sections of the original work, and the main reasons they gave for not wanting to do it was they said it was too much like Resident Evil 1.
Oh, 1.5 you mean?
Yeah, so they changed it a lot more. Now, depending on your opinion, I think the commercial version was pretty good. I would have loved to see this released as a kind of a what if, because you have a really interesting concept. There was an armor system that was never completed. You have a kind of a companion thing that was going on, especially if like Elsa, she would be have a companion in Kendo, and he would go along with her, and the one little girl.
And if I recall, that version of Leon was actually supposed to have his boss around periodically.
And well, he was going to have more to do with Ada.
I mean, I saw the concept stuff in the final version. There's supposed to be this other cop. I think he was like a half Asian dude with glasses that was supposed to be like his supervisor that was still alive.
Well, Marvin was still alive. The chief wasn't an evil taxidermist.
Yeah.
So on and so on. Hardcore RE fans know what the letters mean in each virus, i.e. T virus, G virus. Pretty much.
If as long as your memory's not fucked up like mine is, anyway. Because I used to know what they meant, but I can't remember anymore, dude. You gotta cut me some slack here. I got too much shit on my mind.
But the main thing is, there was a story
hate
from
these damn things.
1.5. Now, I think they made good changes in
retrospective
to make Resident Evil 2
you still
successful.
fucking hit me, you little bitch. Sit down.
I think the big problem, like,
if we
just talk how the games are changed between the two, is that Capcom basically said, we're going to put a person who doesn't like Resident Evil in charge, and they're going to
which is exactly what they did. They ruined everything by changing everything.
And you'll get the most superficial callbacks.
And it's because the person they put in charge was basically mirroring the opinion of the worst of the fans.
Well, that's the problem when you get people...
He thought it was too absurd, it was too out there, there were too many absurd elements. So a lot of really pretentious bullshit, how it needed to be more realistic.
Well,
and that's who we have running these remakes.
Giant genetic monsters that try to kill you in the form of a tyrant is...
Excuse me, damn it.
Yeah, not absurd, but, Dolph Lundgren chasing you for a hallway.
Well, having this invincible piece of shit in a magic coat,
Yeah. Microsoft really tried with 343. They just rebranded the damn studios.
Yeah, well, 343 was a shit show early on anyway.
People that hated Halo, pretty much. I don't understand the trend of putting people who hate things in charge of them. Oh, I'm never going to say the first one right, but
Golgotha.
Golgotha and Tyrant. Honestly, calling it G-Virus is better than naming it where Jesus died. Yeah. I'm fine with it being called the different variants of the virus. My big problem is that, like I said before...
Look, I'm the guy who, before, life got in the way and I had to start remembering. I used to know the exact numerical fucking specimen designation of every BOW.
But yeah, like I said, like I
Got a
could have put up with it
stupid
being
roach.
effectively a different game, but my god, it's not even Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, I liked Leon a lot better before RE4 tried to make him a super secret spy man. I liked him a lot when he was a duty-bound cop who's like, I'm just trying to survive and save as many people as I can.
Operation Raccoon City did a better job with Leon.
Yeah, it honestly did. Oh, you little bitch.
Like,
I see you over there.
I enjoyed the original release of Resident Evil 4, but I'll tell you what, Leon...
It had a lot of problems, and Leon's
pissed
personality
me
was
off.
one of them.
I was like, this freaking poser.
Yeah, it really did irritate me. They were trying too hard to make him like super serious secret agent man. It irritated the
We
shit
gotta
out of
make
me.
those ladies hot.
And
kind of
honestly, I
thing.
liked it better in, as much as again people bitch about RE6, I liked it better in 6 when he had Helena there to kind of offset his kind of still shitty personality.
Yeah, it's always fun when the government needs evidence before they help. You know,
Because fucking Helena actually had, more motivation. And I feel like her being at odds with Leon in 6 made that work a lot better.
well, I'm gonna actually connect part of that problem. The Leon simps are part of the problem that Resident Evil has.
I will absolutely agree with you, because it's the reason why Leon ends up being in every one of the CG movies Capcom keeps making, and they keep bringing him back for the games.
And they try to shove him in more and more games.
Yep.
Then he's a totally different character from the original version of Leon.
Yes, he is.
And you can see that's what they really desperately wanted to do with Resident Evil 2. They want to establish him as the main character.
How the fuck do I get up there? Well, I guess I'll pick this up first.
And the problem you have is that as Resident Evil tried to establish other characters and move into different areas, the Leon simps couldn't stop simping over him.
No,
and
they
ruined
couldn't let it go.
every attempt to do something different.
And these were the same people who would bitch and moan every time a game featured one of the other characters. I remember when which I happen to like, the Revelations games came out, those same fans were bitching and moaning that Jill was in it, and that Barry came back, and that freaking fucking Leon wasn't in it.
So let's see, Phoenix said this. The idea behind putting people that hated the original game is to try and get the missing or lost numbers. Ugh.
Of course.
They're never going to get those.
Nope.
You're actually going to drive people away.
I'm supposed to
Or you
up
get
there.
the short-term fans that don't turn into long-term fans.
They never
Like,
do.
look at the short-term popularity of Resident Evil 2 Remake and 4, and ask who's even talking about them besides us right now.
Nobody really.
Let's see, Cold Fusion said, Fink Cerebrus are MA34s, but I'm not 100% sure.
Well, like the Hunters are the MA121.
I
Don't remember what the variation is for the
cannot
Gamma.
remember any of the numbers for any of them.
And some of them, like the Spiders, didn't get a specimen designation because they were accidental.
It looks like there's no path ahead.
Maybe it's best you exit.
So, yeah.
Exit the building.
I'll leave that as my complaint, and that there isn't a audience that they gained from these remakes. They're not people buying merchandise. They're not people that are actually interested in the setting. They're people who, it was a fad, they showed up for one or two things and then left.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then anybody who was like, hey, could you stop shitting all over the thing I like? Well, they just continued getting shit on, so...
Yeah, that's pretty accurate as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it's kind of a shit period. I liked Revelations,
Yeah.
though Conan O'Brien and Albert Wesker's love child was odd. Mr. Fester.
And that was another thing people bitched about Revelations. I was like, look, because I saw so many people bitching about Keith and his goofy hacker buddy from the BSAA, and I'm like, have you ever met motherfuckers in the military? Some of them are really weird.
Well, I'll put it like this:
Like,
the Revelation.
I knew a lot of weird guys
The
in the Army.
Revelation games were closer to Resident Evil than the current remake.
Yes, they were by a long shot. Damn it!
That they
I
showed
hate
that
that
you
fucking
could
move.
modernize in some
Give me that.
regards while retaining elements
Fuck you,
of
second dicks.
Resident Evil, whereas the remakes just kind of show how they just rip the guts out.
They just don't care.
Columbo was the best character. Damn right he was. Now go buy his Columbo series. I saw that in a Target, by the way.
I forgot about that.
The entire Columbo DVD
Sit down, you
series.
fucking annoyance.
The box was girthy, I
Whoa.
will say that.
How many of you fucking
It was
crimson
impressive and
cockfucks are up
intimidating
here?
at the same time.
Eat shit. Come on, get back here.
Also, sometimes you forget how long that was going, but woof.
A while. Bitch, sit down, you red piece of fucking excrement. Jeez. Hate
His
those
gambit
fucking
to
things.
reveal the FBC's
Yeah, that was
corruption was amazing.
quite a mess.
Hey, he did what he needed to do.
And honestly, let's not forget that Revelations gave us Jessica,
Yeah.
which I thought Jessica ended up being more interesting than Ada for as little of the time she was around.
Ada, here's the thing. I like Ada as a character, but after
She's
4,
been overused again.
she's just this character who shows up so that Leon can be like, I'm super horny.
Yeah,
but I'm
kinda.
gonna not act like it at all. Why I simp after you?
'Cause
And
this-
then everyone goes, please shut up.
Yeah, it's that whole dumb thing where they're trying to add more of that spy shit to Leon. Yes, Jessica's officer dress uniform is very painful. I will not even deny that.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like
Bitch, fuck you. I will waste
It's-
missiles on your sorry
it's
ass.
like watching them destroy a character that you're like, oh, I kind of like this Leon guy, and then it's like,
yeah, they fucked him up.
and then
bad.
you watch that character drag other characters down, and you go, oh, good God.
Yeah. Like I said, when I played 6, just to give you an idea of how sick I was of that shit, I never played Leon in that campaign. I always played Helena. Because number 1, the Cerberus was a way better fucking weapon than Leon's fucking starting pistol. And secondarily, I liked Helena's personality better.
Well, she wasn't trite and dragged across the floor 17 times, so.
Yeah.
Like I said, I like Ada, but
Yeah, she's overdone, though, so bad.
like one of the
Sad
biggest
part.
problems with Resident Evil is that the fan base was so obsessed with Leon that they were never able to establish really new characters. Too bad we didn't get more
Oh,
of,
you mean Rachel?
you know, that girl.
You know what's funny?
Uh,
I really like Rachel, but if you know, the sad part is later on, her sister was in Revelations 2, but she got super murdered.
yeah,
she was
that
that
family
really-
doesn't have luck.
She was that really leggy one with the glasses. Yeah, Gina Foley was her sister. The one Claire was working with in RE Revelations 2. And she
Less
was
is more.
she was a little fox, and she fucking dies, like, immediately. The Foley family seems to have really bad luck with their daughters.
They're like Carmines.
Yeah, they almost are. Ugh.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I almost believe at this
Look.
point, because let's say this. As much as I don't like Resident Evil 7 and 8, I think
Oop.
they should be a different series.
Yeah, they should have been.
They should.
Seven maybe should have been completely redesigned, but 8 could have been its own thing.
Like, they're so different, they might as well have been a different game
Yeah,
altogether.
two different games.
But-
because they have nothing the fuck to do with each other.
But they do prove my point that you can do a Resident Evil game
Oop.
that will be fine and feature characters that haven't been established.
Ah, bitch.
Which is something that I think Resident Evil needed.
Fucking roach.
Because you beat these characters to death in front of people 17 times in a
Well,
row.
I'll tell you what my biggest issue is, too, in regards to that. What they did with Chris and Leon in 6 wasn't bad because they used them to introduce 2 characters who I actually liked, Helena and Pierce.
And
with
the
Chris.
howling from the fan base.
Yep. And we got Chris, and then we got Pierce to back up Chris. And what do? They kill him at the end of Chris's campaign. He sacrifices himself to save Chris. Which, as burned out as Chris was, you would have thought would have been the other way around.
I was more interested in Pierce as a character.
Yeah, he was cool. I liked him.
And I like Chris.
And he was the guy...
The melon smuggler that he is.
So it irritated me. They give Pierce all this development where he's the one that gets Chris to come out of his fucking PTSD funk and help people again.
You know,
and then he dies.
You know what he was having PTSD about? The boulder punching minigame.
I figured he saw the future of the franchise.
Well, he knows that he isn't going to be the one that gets the blame, so he doesn't care. He just keeps seeing that boulder punching minigame, and he's like, why? Why?
And the answer is nobody fucking knows.
They couldn't find a worse way to, like, send Wesker off.
Yeah, that was pretty stupid.
PTSD with the pseudo-amnesia was retarded. The amnesia element was weird. I didn't like the amnesia
part. The amnesia part pissed me off, but the rest of it made perfect sense for a guy who'd seen the shit that Chris had seen. The amnesia was a part I didn't get.
7 would have been better if it starred David from Outbreak, and he was there to do the plumbing on the crazy ranch. You know what? That would have actually been kind of a...
it would have made more sense.
That would have made
more sense than their weak-ass attempt to actually invoke Outbreak by you finding report papers from Alyssa from Outbreak.
Pretty much. As opposed to mold monsters, which I will never, ever forgive them for. Only an excuse to shelf him for 6 months so he can meet up with Leon and Jack, yeah. And then the fangirls can have weird things that are unspeakable. But you know what? Always at Leon's cost, I'm just gonna say.
Yeah, well, that's because fangirls are a problem.
Hey, Chris, didn't have amnesia when your entire STARS team got eaten, or Jill apparently dying to stop Wesker. Nah.
Yeah, I never said it was perfect, but as RE stories go, it was a mild niggle I kind of just ignored, because a lot of the rest of his campaign was pretty fucking awesome. I really loved the BSAA campaign in 6.
Well,
as much as I thought Sherry being grown up and actually having to face the fact that she wasn't human anymore was interesting, and I liked some elements of their campaign.
Alyssa.
The Leon campaign and freaking the Chris campaign were my favorite parts of 6.
I can tell that's sarcastic.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I don't have much hope for Resident Evil, and I don't think Capcom does either.
Capcom, it's not that Capcom doesn't have much hope. They have no idea what the fuck to do with it. They've written, quote unquote, written themselves into a corner already.
I'm not sure what to say about that one.
That I know that happened partially because the outbreak was so bad they were desperate. It's mentioned in the story, and it makes as much or as little sense as most Resident Evil storylines, so I wasn't going to shit on that one that hard.
I'm going to assume that China is not a communist China. We know the world's not one for one, so...
Yeah, because it wasn't accurate to the real world either.
But yeah, I guess the remake money was really good until they realized that they'd have to go up with this air quote newer audience they've gotten, and good luck with that.
Girl, come on.
So Power Stone, a gacha game? Because there's no way they're gonna make a game that multiple people can play on a couch.
Who knows? Who knows? They're not going to touch Power Stone again. Let's not lie to ourselves
was actually
here.
fitting. Alyssa's A-bar scenario mission was utterly broken in 1.0 version of the game. They got pharmaceutical companies who steal bioweapons from Umbrella leftovers. Yes!
Whoop!
Well, you know, gotta find them leftovers. It's a Pokemon item you can get.
Well, and
too.
the problem was, it kind of made sense to me because Umbrella was stockpiling, hiding so much shit because White Umbrella were constantly doing shit behind each other's backs. That there was probably shit like the Soviet Union just hidden all over the damn place.
There's a joke I was gonna make, and then I realized that it would not go over with freaking YouTube, and just stopped myself.
Yeah, probably not, but so little does.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take this. Oh, I can open this now? Gee, thanks.
Oh man. You know,
Something
it's
of a
sad
shortcut.
when you go to try to see if there's any like basic news on some of these things, and then you get like 5 pages of EAFC 25 Winter Card Challenge solutions for DLC and gotcha soccer players for a
What the
freaking
f-
soccer game.
What the fuck? What is that?
It's
Soccer game?
It's
What?
for their soccer game. And by the way, you have to play these things because there's different qualities of the same player, and you have to have the better quality of them to.
Of
yeah.
fucking course. Of
Instead
fucking
of-
course EA would get into that market.
Well, they've been doing it. Vladimir Wesker. Umbrella bought out a lot of Soviet surplus and soldiers. Yeah, they were very much on a bender. They must have got some of that infusion money.
Oh.
Fangirls Leon and are equal Leon and Wesker Yao.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Well, hell, when Resident Evil 6 came out, they had a third party in there. Actually, the thing that was popular at that point was an overwhelming amount of like Jake and Chris on Leon. So there you go, fun
Oh
fact.
god.
No, I mean like a lot of it.
I don't doubt it. It just made me sad.
There was a point at which if you looked up Resident Evil 6 and you were doing it in an image search and you didn't have filters on, you would just get like that.
Horrible shit.
Yeah, what was that one? Supernatural? I looked that up
God,
one day to
don't ever look that up.
I looked it up
Ever.
one day to find out what it was, and I regretted doing that.
Because I watched the first 4 seasons of that with my wife, and then the fangirls happened.
Take that one fish guy from SpongeBob screaming, "My eyes!"
Yeah, pretty much. It's like motherfuckers do not understand siblings, and they don't care.
Umbrella
It's
Chronicles.
creepy as fuck.
Ooh,
That's been a minute.
that's been a while.
Wasn't that a
Toshi.
Wii game?
Oh,
I think that was a Wii game.
hold on, let me check.
Wasn't it that light gun game?
Yeah, it was the railgun shooter.
That's what I thought.
It has the glasses tipping Wesker.
A show to make instant. No, it actually wasn't. That was not its purpose when it started. It's just the fangirls pushed it.
That's what Reddit does.
Yeah, that's
unfortunately.
Reddit.
You could hear
Yeah,
Reddit
that's the one. I
panting.
thought so. Yeah, I played that one.
You
I
gotta
also
love
really
Reddit.
liked when it comes to side story stuff. I actually really liked the mercenaries mode that got introduced in some of the games too.
Sergey Vladimir.
I played it, but I didn't play a lot of Wii titles because the motion controls tended to get on my nerves more than they did anything else.
I played it. It wasn't bad for what it was.
I guess that's the operative word, what it was.
Well, it depends on how much you like well shooters. I kind of enjoy them from an arcadey standpoint,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't. Yeah, Wesker versus Vladimir.
How in fuck am I meant to get to that one safely? I'm not too sure on where the location of that one. Looks like there's one over there too.
It was
That
on
one I might actually be able
PS3,
to get to.
really? I thought that was the one on Wii.
We're probably just misremembering. That's entirely possible and even likely.
I'm more than willing to admit that. I might be getting it and another game completely mixed up. Well, it was on Wii and PlayStation 3.
Oh, okay. Well, that
I
would
just
explain
played
it then.
the Wii version of it.
Yeah, because we had the Wii at the time, and we barely played anything on it. It was one of the few things we did play on it.
And then everyone went Wii, Wii, Wii.
Wow.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah, those are the good old days before Chris started
it got
smuggling
poor.
all the
Okay,
melons.
Dark Side Chronicles. Okay,
It's a sad
that
thing right
explains
there.
it. I played a little bit of Dark Side Chronicles, but I can't remember it very well. That was the one where, oh god, what was that South American fucking guy's name?
Douchebag McGee.
No, fucking don't be a jackass. I'm actually trying to remember. Damn it. I know the guy's name, but I can't
Mr.
remember it
S.
now.
America.
No, stop. Stop being an asshole. Fuck, I knew the guy's name. It was the one whose daughter who like had the virus and he was doing all that crazy shit to save her and fucking over a lot of other people in the country, on that island.
You know, reeling it back to Resident Evil 4 for a second,
Why?
I just recently saw the updated
bitch.
version of the knife fight, and boy, it's lame.
It's bad.
It loses like all the spectacle elements. I know
And
some people got angry about
the
the quick
original
time, but
version did suck because the quick time was so fucking finicky, but that's not better.
well, from a visual standpoint, if you're gonna
Yeah.
get rid of the quick time element and just have it be a cinematic, it still had more going for it.
Yeah, it absolutely did. But then again, they completely fucked Krauser's character in the remake anyway.
Yeah.
He's just a fucking dumbass who's actually willingly working for
There you go.
Umbrella because he believes
There
in
you
their
go, on the screen.
Javier Hidalgo. There we go. Thank you. Yeah, because Manuela was his daughter. Was the one he was trying to save her life. Thank you.
How very fatherly of him.
Being a father doesn't always mean you make the best decisions.
Now it's time to make some gigantic tyrants. Yeah! Saving my daughter's life. Yeah, who would ever see the fault in that plan? Oh, good times.
Fuck.
So,
Oh,
oh
no.
man.
Asshole thing, will you die?
Oh shit. Trying to think of
Got it.
something else. We're getting a Suikoden remaster.
Yeah, and after what the Suikoden developers recently did with their fucking translations, I don't trust it.
There's that.
Because what was the name of it again? Aiden Chronicles?
That's
we were
a different
super...
studio.
How is that a different studio?
That's a different studio that did
Are you
that.
sure about that?
Yeah, I checked.
Because it had a big deal about being
It's
involved
a
in the
spiritual
Suikoden stuff.
successor.
Because they fucking pissed me off. We were all ready to then all that bullshit came up.
Operation is no longer the same thing. Stupid Resident Evil. A remake for
Damn
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured the water was a death sentence.
Yeah.
Maybe I can get to that. Nope, she drowns.
They got rid of all of
Fuck.
that.
Yeah, they
Which is
did.
kind- it was-
Which sucks.
Man, I hate it.
least we're back
Like
here.
how much of the like things are just altered. It's like, man, it feels bad, man. It feels real bad.
Yeah, it's not great.
It feels like a studio actively telling you the thing you enjoyed was not only bad, but you're also a terrible person.
Yeah, because you liked it.
And you're like, okay, well, screw you.
Too high up. Can't get down from here.
Let's keep moving forward along the range.
Eat shit! Oh, you want to be like that, do you?
It's like, the funniest thing I saw was, when they added the third-person camera to, 7 and 8.
Yeah.
I saw people whining about it, and it was like...
Oh, man, and that made 8 so much more fun to play.
And I laughed my ass off. I'm like, you think Capcom cares? Look how much they screwed over the old fans. You new guys think you're gonna get better?
Yeah.
My realism and gritty story.
That's Capcom for you.
Yeah. Should explain how a knife can block a chainsaw. Well,
I would
not.
I would not have minded an RE Operation Mad Jackal that had the UBCS perspective.
Waiting
I also,
for the day that Sukudo Lightning Fury becomes a thing.
I also would have liked to have seen the a revision, just an update even to Operation Raccoon City. That's the thing. If they had done stuff with fucking the UBCS or the USS, either one, oh my god, people would have enjoyed it. Because people actually liked the UBCS and the USS characters, they just needed more work on their games. And if they hadn't fucked over Slant 6 so hard, they could have done it.
Well, to agree with you, Torshi, I mean, Bethesda takes people's freaking actual bug fixes and applies it to their stuff, so...
Sure fucking do, and they have for years, so yeah.
You remember, which Rainbow Six was it? The one with Vegas.
Oh, it was, yeah.
That one crashed so bad that they actually took a pirate...
Yeah, they did! They took the pirate... They took the pirate release and used it as the base.
It even has, like, the credits.
It has the Crackers. Still. It has the Crackers fucking theme song stuff on it still.
Let's
oh,
see.
for fuck's sake, why are there more of you?
Don't worry. Resident Evil 3...
There's no USB,
A Remake 3 Director's Cut with Merc's mod Operation Mad Jackal will drop any day now. I can't live with Hopium, sorry.
Yeah, it doesn't.
What about
it doesn't
the
pay the
USB?
bills. There's no such thing, and you know it.
That won't happen. They're too busy making the BEA evil.
Yeah, they have to make the BSAA evil because, you know, it was founded by fucking Chris and I
They're
forget the other people.
Bioweapons.
Well, that's the problem is because they can't...
smuggler.
And the problem is because in the mainstream quote-unquote, they don't even have the wherewithal to decide what the fuck Chris's purpose is. Like, in the frickin' RE7 and 8, they couldn't even keep Chris consistent when he appeared.
Well, he has a really simple duty. To not have children with Jill.
Yeah, apparently.
That seems like it. Anything else, you know. Punch boulders! They only do it per patch. They don't even steal the modders' documents for their very engines, bugs, and glitches.
So stupid.
Yeah, I remember when that one, I was like, wait a minute. But yeah, they use a bunch of people's stuff these days. I don't even think at this point they care enough to actually take any of that and actually apply it to actually fixing anything.
That would not frankly surprise me at this venue.
Anymore, Bethesda just goes, whatever. We won't even steal the people doing the work for us to fix our games and apply that to patches anymore.
Well, because they're so asinine about it. Think about it. When fucking what is that stupid Starfield thing? They were actually banning people for using mods.
That's just we can't do that.
So people couldn't mod Starfield not only because it was shit, but because they kept banning people for making mods.
So guys, if they put Starfield out for PlayStation,
oh, there it is. Oh shit!
How hard would you guys work for getting additional subs to the channel to see one of us suffer through that thing?
And you know which one of us it would be.
It'd
Ain't gonna be me.
Tharv won't suffer for the cause.
Not for that one. I'm not a communist. I believe in the cause to limited extent.
I don't know how Starfield's communist, but you know what? I'll go with it.
No, the whole for the cause thing. I've seen where that story ends.
I like Torshi. No.
No. Good answer.
You don't want to see me make a troll of a character and then get nowhere?
You already did that in the Harry Potter game.
That character is a serious, in-lore working kind of guy.
Is he now?
Just ignore the fact that he named his entire family the Crimes.
Oh, God, my brain.
Also, the fact that I know literally nothing about Harry Potter other than it involves a school with magic and people wiggling wands.
Dude, the only reason I know anything about it is because my friend in Ireland and my wife.
But I like Farf. I don't want to cause him that much suffering.
I appreciate that.
They had 20 plus studios. They outsourced for that piece of shit game. They didn't even need H1B to make it.
Somehow I'm not surprised.
Oh, I know.
Come here, you demon starfish piece of shit.
But my gosh, I mean, it would be funny.
You're still gonna eventually have to figure out how you're gonna play Getting Over It, because you promised that one if we ever hit 1K.
Oh, I know. I'm a sick and twisted evil person, but we have to get there first. So
yeah. That's a long way. An aspiring wizard mobster.
Exactly. Okay. Check my.
Oh no, you don't, bitch! Just explode somewhere else. Douchebags. Give me a bullshit. How we doing on time?
Oh, give me a sec. Hour and 46 minutes.
Okay.
Even Skyrim and Fallout in studio with 200 developers.
Woof.
He's an aspiring wizard mobster.
Something like that.
I actually had someone try to explain Harry Potter to me, and I remember just staring at them.
I remember you staring at them.
Being like, that sounds gay.
Come here, you striped sack of shit.
Just take that interview. Are you gay? Who says I'm gay? You are gay. That's how I felt.
Does anybody even remember that?
Well, if they remember Ugandan Knuckles, they will remember it.
How many people even remember Ugandan Knuckles?
A lot of people, actually.
And Potato doesn't count because he just uses it to troll people.
Well,
what?
You know, I saw one of the covers for Getting Over It.
When he's older, he'll change his wand to a Tommy gun.
It's got a drum-fed.
It's just a 1928 Thompson with like a wand with a crystal on the end of it. It shoots
it's
magic.
Time to taste dragon fire. I do.
Well, fair enough, I guess.
Well, it was to give a little bit of backstory. I remember being like,
yeah, shit,
thinking when someone first told me that it was a series, I didn't realize it was actually something people were
Okay, fuck this shit.
that was made, printed, and read. I thought it was an adult movie about a Harry Potter. So I thought it was like a Harry Gardner. Because I'm like, that sounds really terrible. So just out of context, I was like,
die, you son of a bitch, die! There. Yeah, you're next on the menu, dickhead. Come on.
You give me all your money.
You want to be a dick?
No.
I have one other thing left for you. Come on, charge, you bitch, let's go.
I was very much not in the camp of people who were... I don't even remember knowing anyone that was reading it when it was out.
Not when it was a thing, no. Motherfucker, cocksucking bastard thing. I hate
remember
these fucking
vaguely
books.
a weird panic about the books, and that was about it.
Yeah, and that was typical of the religious extreme right that we've complained about in the past.
I had other things to do, like worry about work.
Eating.
So I was like, I don't care.
Nasty fucking thing.
yeah, I had other things to do, but man, coming to it all these years later and being like, this is weird.
You must be having a hard
Fuck, where's the last one?
jump. If we were in one of the latest dropships, we would have gone right through.
I've seen
But
dropships
would
fall
you
apart.
have?
Could you two stop bickering about the ship that we used to get here, please?
No.
Yeah, probably not. I have a feeling the last one's up there. But I want to wait to see if fire again and see if I can figure that out. Sure, I saw something come. Yep, there it is. Thought so. Oh god, that means something really stupid's gonna be up there.
That would never happen.
Oh yeah, sure it would. There's a camp up here somewhere? What the fuck? Am I for real supposed to? Yep, guess so. Follow the yellow splotch road. Yeah, pretty much. It's it's a trope, but whatever. I'll deal with it. Give me that
It's
coin.
an accessibility, blah, blah, blah.
No, we can't try crossplay on Remnant 2 because we don't know anybody on any other systems that plays Remnant 2. Yeah, it was after the satanic Pokemon thing too.
Just how long it takes to get here.
Lily, why did you choose to live hidden in a place
Was
like this?
also after Tamagotchi, so...
Used to be almost free of Naytibas. See, back then they didn't like water.
Also, they evolved. Great.
Evolved now.
At this point, it wouldn't be strange for Naytibas to live underwater.
Probably not.
Let's get back on the road.
Yes, that was right after Pokemon was satanic, right? When Harry Potter was also evil and bad and corrupts, etc., etc. Yeah, it was around that time.
Okay, guys, we're gonna take a break on this one
pardon me.
here. Partially because I do have to be up in the morning, and I have on Steam for. Oh, jeez. Oh, is it really, Torshi? How do we know how the crossplay works?
No. I've absolutely no
Hey,
clue.
Necro. At some point,
How's it going?
Necro, DM me your Steam information. I know you have Discord or something. DM me your Steam information, and I'll see if we can figure out how to invite you to a game. And we'll see if we can figure out how it works at some point. We'll just have to figure out a time. Apart from that, we're going to cut for tonight, as I was going to say, because I have to be up, and I also need to freaking get ready for the...
Wasn't it Torshi that just said?
Torshi, sorry. No, I was greeting Necro. I'm sorry, I got confused there. Because Necro popped up and said greetings.
Indeed.
But yeah, Torshi, send me your stuff and we'll try to figure that out. But we're going to stop now because I have the early stream tomorrow on Eclectic Ghost channel, and then after that, I have to get the stream ready for The Thing tomorrow night for New Year's Eve. And tomorrow's also the last night my wife is home before she's got to go back to work. So it's going to be a long day. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Next Monday stream is going to be EDF6 co-op. And then after that, the last one from the Tide Poll is Grand Blue Fantasy Relink again.
Indeed.
All right, guys. You have a great night. Hope you enjoyed this. We will see you tomorrow night. Those of you who can make it and aren't complete. Sorry, Toshi. You guys have a great night, and we'll hopefully see you tomorrow night. Later.
Goodbye.